Getting nervous is normal. It happens to all of us. Even some of the best athletes, performers, educators, you name it, they get nervous, but you never can see it because they've learned how to manage their nervousness. Here are some ways to help you manage your nervousness and be as successful as possible. For most of you guys, track and field is already in session. For others, it's starting like in the next couple of days. So here are some ways to help you overcome your nervousness and perform to your best ability. So to overcome your nervousness, you gotta understand what it is. When you Google search nervousness, it kind of directs you over to anxiety. So the definition of anxious or anxiety is experiencing worry, unease, or nervousness, typically about an intimate event or something with an uncertain outcome. Wanting something very much, typically with a feeling of unease. There are three words that really stand out: worry, uncertain, and unease. Those three words are of the negative nature. You have positive and you have negative. And those words fall under the negative because they're something that we don't want to live. Imagine living a life of worry, unease, and uncertainty. You may not be as happy in that world. What happens to the body when this anxiety or nervousness kind of happens? Our physical body has two different worlds it lives in. The fight or flight, meaning we're seeing something that scares us or a stress and our body has to respond physically to something. Which basically is when we're just comfortable. Our body enjoys what's happening and we want to stay in that environment. And the goal is to live within this comfortable world as often as possible. But when you're coming up to your first track meet, or you're coming up to nationals, or to a big meet that you feel is worrisome, and you don't know the outcome, and you're uncertain of what may happen, you're going to have a level of stress. And when you're in this world, you're releasing adrenaline, and when you release these hormones, it's going to cause damage to the body over time. So when it comes to sports performance, you've got to find a way to manage these stress levels to where you're in this tug of war, but you spend most of your time in the reality. One part of post-collegiate track and field or professional track and field is you're having to train and do things on your own. Well, I had to travel to USA indoors and outdoors by myself with no coach. So I was literally on the runway in front of 19,000 people and I had to perform. I'm not gonna lie, my first jump, I was going crazy. I was so nervous, I was shaking just on the runway. I had to overcome that fear. The next part is just your attitude. Even though you know something, if you freak yourself out by overthinking things, releasing these hormones, you're going to be in a very, very bad place. So just think positive, have fun with things. Sometimes I'll have events where I've never been to. And what I'll do is I'll simply go on Google search, I'll type in the location. I zoom in on the maps and I just look at it. I look at the track. I notice the color of the track is blue, or it's gray, or it's yellow and blue, whatever it may be. I look at where the track and field runways are. I get a feel for, am I gonna have wind at my back? And what this does is, it helps me understand what I'm going into. I would visualize myself on the runway. I would picture the blue runway. I would see the stands and all the people there. I pictured cameras in front of me. I pictured everything you can think of or imagine in this world. So when I got there, it was consistent to what I had seen. Don't let anxiety or nervousness affect your overall performance. My personal view is this: if you allow nervousness or anxiety to affect your performance, you need to rethink what you're doing and why you're in this sport. But if you are getting nervous and you do have anxiety, it's a good thing. Why? Because that means you care about it. So when it comes to nervousness and anxiety, it's good. Enjoy it, have fun, overcome it, and keep your success going. Good luck.